Hey everyone, Dr. Zio here again, and today we're here to talk about Power Rangers Cosmic Fury and how it may or may not relate to Mighty Morphin Power Rangers Once and Always, the 30th anniversary special airing exclusively on Netflix on April 19th, which is about a week and a few days from now. So, on April 6th, Hunter Dino, aka Amelia, our Dino Fury Pink Ranger and Cosmic Fury Red Ranger, posted a story on Instagram. Now, this story showed her backpack and the fact that she's traveling to another location for a convention. But the important part of this story were the patches on her backpack. She had three patches, one for Dino Fury, one for Once and Always, and one for Cosmic Fury, with each of them showing the production year on the bottom of the patch. Now, we can assume that she got the Dino Fury patch when she was finishing up production on Dino Fury or somewhere in that process. We can also assume that they got the Cosmic Fury patch in a similar case when they were finishing up production or somewhere in that process. Now, from Instagram posts and social media posts, we know that the Dino slash Cosmic Fury Rangers arrived in New Zealand to film Cosmic Fury somewhere in the beginning of October 2022, around the same time that the Once and Always Legendary Rangers were finishing up their filming for Once and Always. Now, whether or not they actually filmed any scenes with the Once and Always Rangers, we really can't say right now. The only thing for sure that I can say is that Once and Always finished filming around October 12th. Now, that's from a post that Simon Bennett made on Twitter back in October, stating that they just finished filming up that project and that they're about to finish filming up a new thing, which will be Cosmic Fury here in the next 10 days. So we can say that for now, that Once and Always finished filming around October 12th. And if the Cosmic Fury Rangers arrived a few days earlier, and that leaves a very small window of opportunity to film any scenes with the two casts together. Now, keep in mind that we also know that they were in New Zealand together at the same time. We know that for a fact because we also saw a photo of the Cosmic Fury, well, some of the Cosmic Fury cast, minus Kai Moya, who wasn't in New Zealand at the time, plus the Once and Always Legendary Rangers at a bowling alley just hanging out together. So we know that they were in New Zealand at the same time for, if not a short period of time. Again, we don't know if they filmed any scenes together, but this could indicate that they might have filmed some sort of cameo either together or, you can always film a cameo without the Once and Always cast. You can always do something yourself and then insert it into Once and Always as an extra scene somewhere in the middle there or as a post-credit scene at the end. Now, all of that said, again, this isn't confirmation that the Rangers are in Once and Always in any capacity. This is merely speculation because we also have to consider the fact that because the Cosmic Fury Rangers arrived in New Zealand around the time that Once and Always was finishing up production, then that will finish up filming, then that means that they probably had extra patches on hand. The Cosmic Fury Rangers may have just gotten an extra patch because why not? It's a cool thing to have, cool bit of memorabilia for this 30th anniversary moment. Well, let's run with the idea that they were there, or they got the patch because they're involved with production in some way, shape, or form on this 30th anniversary special. Let's run that with that for the purpose of this video, and let's talk about some reasons why it would make sense for the Cosmic Fury Rangers to be in Once and Always. Now, for the first bit, let's talk about the marketing. So, Power Rangers Once and Always has gotten a lot of hype since that first initial behind-the-scenes featurette back in January. That got quite a bit of attention, but not nearly as much attention as the actual trailer did. I saw people who haven't talked about Power Rangers on my timeline at all getting hyped up to see the Legendary Rangers, Zach, Billy, everyone else, people that they grew up with, when they were watching Power Rangers in their childhood on their screens once more. I saw more hype for Once and Always than I ever did for the 2017 Power Rangers movie. And that's super important because there's an all eyes on Power Rangers moment here with this special because it's immediately accessible on Netflix. That is one of the benefits of being exclusively on a big streaming platform because you have the opportunity to have all eyes on you. And this is something that Power Rangers doesn't really have at all. I would say this is the biggest moment in Power Rangers, not from the fandom, But from a just a normal outside the fandom, just a normal person perspective, since the 90s when Power Rangers originally aired. And this is the perfect opportunity to market Power Rangers Cosmic Fury because let's say that Power Rangers Once and Always, it does well from a story perspective. You know, people watch it, they're going to go into it for the nostalgia of them seeing the Mighty Morphin Rangers that they're familiar with on TV once more. And let's say that once you get past the nostalgic goggles, and once you take those goggles off, that the story in this special is actually good. That's able to sustain the interest of that audience. Maybe you cultivate a new fan base, or maybe you bring back people who haven't watched the show in decades. Now they're interested in seeing what else Power Rangers has to offer. And knowing that Once and Always has the exact same team as the core TV show, Dino Fury Season 1 and 2, and Power Rangers Cosmic Fury, that is an excellent opportunity to get those fans who might watch Once and Always and who are familiar with that special to then either backtrack and go and watch Dino Fury to see what Power Rangers has been up to for the last few years, or to then go forward and watch Power Rangers Cosmic Fury as a continued celebration of 30 years of Power Rangers. And that's really, really important. This is the kind of marketing you see in other forms of media so often, or other movies and TV shows where you might have a popular production, like let's say John Wick, for instance. You know, John Wick is super popular. Now, when they're making Nobody, you can market that as from the makers of John Wick, or from the producer, or from a writer for John Wick. And now you've got the eyes of people. You've got the ears of those people who might not know much about this production, but they know John Wick. And in this case, they know Power Rangers Once and Always. You can say from the makers of Power Rangers Once and Always. You can say from the writer, from the team, from the production team that brought you Once and Always comes Power Rangers Cosmic Fury. So you've got their ear, you've got their eyes, you've got their attention. And now that is a perfect opportunity for them to either go back and watch Dino Fury, because now they know, okay, the Dino Fury Rangers are going to be coming back for Cosmic Fury. Let me see what else this team has done, what else this team is capable of, in addition to what that cast is capable of. And I personally think Dino Fury is a great season. You already know that by now, and I think that it's a great litmus test to see if you'll enjoy Cosmic Fury, because if you enjoy Dino Fury, a lot of the reins from that season, from seasons past, are off. The Cosmic Fury Rangers, or the Cosmic Fury team, is about to go balls to walls with this season. I can't wait, because it's going to be a more serialized season. And this is a perfect opportunity to get those people who like the production value, the story quality of Once and Always, to then go back and watch Dino Fury and then be like, okay, I like the story, I like these people, let me go ahead and check out Cosmic Fury when that airs later on this fall exclusively on Netflix. Even then, this will be a perfect opportunity to include those Rangers in this production in some way, shape, or form. Just tease them, give them a few lines here or there, make people's interest peaked, because then you've got them in those people's minds. You've got the Cosmic Fury or Dino Fury Rangers in people's minds, and now they might go ahead and watch Dino Fury. They might say, okay, I might not watch Dino Fury, but let me go ahead and watch Cosmic Fury, because this is the continuation of that cast, and I want to see more of that cast going forward. And that's honestly just a really big benefit you have of having casts carry over from multiple seasons, from multiple shows, because if they're really well receptive by the audience, then people are going to watch it just by virtue of being familiar with that cast already and what they've done and what they're capable of. And really, the sky's the limit from there. They can only keep on improving. Now, let's talk about our second point, and that is, branching off more into the story and the familiarity of Cosmic Fury, because we already know that Cosmic Fury is revolving around the Dino Fury Rangers getting the Cosmic Fury powers and going after Lord Zed. And that brings us to nostalgia, or further nostalgia. Again, a lot of people are watching Once and Always because they see Rangers they're familiar with, and they see Rita Repulsa, the very first, after 10,000 years, I'm free. It's time to conquer Earth. They see that villain, and they want to see what she's up to and what the Rangers are about to do, what she's done to the Rangers and how they're about to deal with that. You can get that same kind of interest from Lord Zed if you make that trailer right for Cosmic Fury. Because people are also familiar with Lord Zed. Lord Zed dropped in Power Rangers or Mighty Morphin Power Rangers around the time that it was still near or at its height of popularity. People were still watching the show back then, so of course they're going to be interested in that. They might not have gotten the memo when Dino Fury was airing and that Lord Zed was back in this, but Lord Zed is the focal point of Power Rangers Cosmic Fury. He should very well be at the front of marketing for this show, because that's going to get people who are lapsed fans or people who are interested in once and always, and they're like, well, they brought back Rita. Where's Lord Zed? Or what's he been up to? And they see that he's in Cosmic Fury and they're like, oh, snap. Not only is he in this season, he also has a new look. He looks buffer. He kind of looks cooler. And he's taking a more active approach to actually destroying the Rangers or to actually dealing with the Rangers. And that's interesting. And that could get them into watching Power Rangers Cosmic Fury. But further going into the story reasons, let's talk about the fact that the Cosmic Fury Rangers, when we last saw them in the finale of Dino Fury, they were jetting off to go deal with Lord Zed because he had escaped from the Morphin Master's crystal prison. So we can follow up with that in Once and Always in some capacity. We already know that Rita's imprisoning all the Rangers, and that makes us wonder: is she also imprisoning the Dino Fury Rangers, or do they manage to escape her clutches somehow? We can tap into that for just a brief moment. We can give an update on what they're doing and what their status is when all this stuff is going down on Earth. And that will be interesting, a little bit of a tease at the story that's going to come in Cosmic Fury. Including teases, let's also talk about a specific Ranger. Now, this will be going into some spoiler territory for Cosmic Fury, so stop watching the video if you don't want to get into that spoiler territory. If this is where you hop off, thank you for watching. I do appreciate it. Like the video, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. But if you're still here, let's go ahead and talk about the Triceratops in the room. That being Billy Cranston, who we already know is going to be in Cosmic Fury. In what capacity, we're not really able to say at this point, but we know that for a fact that David Yost, when all the other Legendary Rangers left to come back to the States, David Yost stayed in New Zealand. We know for a fact that from the makeup board, we know for a fact that he is in Cosmic Fury. We again don't know in what capacity, but it stands to reason he might make the Cosmic Fury outfits in some form. He might outfit them with their suits, their weapons, their Zords. He might be in charge of all that. He has Cranston Technologies. They may set up Cranston Technologies in Once and Always, and then continue that on with Cosmic Fury and use that as a jumping off point to say that he's using his technological know-how and his technological company to then develop their powers. And that's a thread that you can continue on to Cosmic Fury, because people will be familiar with what Billy is up to. And if you end Cosmic Fury, or if you end Once and Always with the Rangers dealing with Rita Repulsa, and then Billy saying, hey, I also heard, or we're also aware of the fact that Lord Zed is still out there, and Lord Zed escaped. And we know that he's doing something out there. He's cultivating a new team to take out the new Rangers, and that might come back and bite us in the butt. We need to deal with that. And what I'll do is I'll make it my own personal responsibility to go help those Rangers and help them deal with Lord Zed, because we cannot have the events of Once and Always. We can't have another Ranger die because we couldn't clean up our mess. Again, the Mighty Morphin Rangers had a very big problem with not cleaning up their trash, all right? We know the Mighty Morphin Rangers had a problem with not dealing with their villains. We know Rita, Lord Zed, the Machine Empire, Divatox, they all let them go. They kicked all of those cans down the road. And when it came time for the United Alliance of Evil to assemble, Dark Spectre had that whole crew, in addition to Astronema and her cronies, all under his belt. And he was able to then go ahead and try and dominate the universe. And that was a problem that the Space Rangers had to deal with. That's a problem that Zordon eventually had to deal with. Zordon had to sacrifice himself to deal with that problem. And now, somehow, Rita's back. They have to deal with that. Lord Zed's back. So it stands to reason that someone on that team, someone in that Legendary Ranger bunch, is going to feel some sort of responsibility and some sort of obligation to help the new team deal with Lord Zed. And of course, it's going to be Billy. We already know he's going to be coming into the season, so why not? But that can serve as a nice little nostalgia bait For the audience who's watching Once and Always, if you bookend this special with Billy saying that, hey, I'm going to help the Cosmic Fury crew, the Dino Fury crew at the time, deal with Lord Zed because I feel some sort of responsibility towards this, that could then pique their interest and show them, maybe I should watch Cosmic Fury because I want to see more Billy. I want to see what he's going to get up to and what his potential looks like in the Power Rangers TV show. And, watch from there. Plus, it's a short season, only 10 episodes. That's not that big of a time commitment. But we will see where all this leads. Once and Always airs on April 15th, on April 19th, 2023, exclusively on Netflix. And once Cosmic Fury comes out, debuts exclusively on Netflix here later on this fall. As always, thank you for watching. Let me know what you all think about this theory in the comment section below. I'm Dr. Zio. I appreciate you watching and taking the time to say hello and listening to my words here today. I will see you all in the next video. Stay safe. And again, thank you for watching. Ciao.